Drodzy Państwo, moim dzisiejszym gościem będzie postać niezwykle ważna dla historii jazzu, ale także historii muzyki. Geniusz elektrycznego basu, a zarazem wszechstronny multiinstrumentalista. Jego mocny, jazzowo-funkowy styl gry od lat zachwyca melomanów na całym świecie. Ikona i legenda naszych czasów.
Marcus Miller. Marcus, I am very happy to host you here in Katowice at this beautiful venue. This is obviously not your very first time in Poland. You have been here many times. How do you feel touring in this country? Are we a warm and enjoyable audience?
Oh yeah, the Polish audience is an incredible audience. You know, the first time we played here, I think it was Congress Hall in Warsaw, and I was signing autographs after the show, and they were coming at me, man, like they were so excited. I almost got hurt, you know, but it was all love, you know, it was just so beautiful. And it's such a musical country, you know, music from centuries, you know, music has played such an important part in Polish culture. And I feel that, you know, we've had some incredible experiences here.
Funk, R&B, soul, jazz, and many other influences. You are wearing different hats. Which of these styles is most rooted in you, or is it changing constantly in your musical life and your own mind?
You know, like the funk, soul, R&B is my base, and then just after that is jazz. And then as I got older, I started pulling more influences in. I'm from New York City, so it was easy to have access to all kinds of music, all styles of music. So before I was 18 years old, I was playing African music, I was playing Caribbean music, I was playing Latino music, you know, so it's all
Salsa
part of me.
bands.
Yeah, salsa bands, yeah, but it's all part of me, and at the root of it is a soul R&B.
Did you always want to be a musician? I know you have been asked many times for that, but starting from the age of 7, 10, or 12, were you sure from the beginning that bass guitar would be your thing? However, clarinet was the first instrument as far as I know, and Jackson 5 helped a lot too, right?
Absolutely, yeah. First, I wanted to be a baseball player. Do you know baseball?
Oh, yeah, of course.
I wanted to be a baseball player until the age of 10. So even though I was playing the recorder, the little wooden wind instrument, and then the clarinet, music was just something that my father did, my whole family did. I just took it for granted. But when I heard the Jackson 5, I said, oh, wait, you can be a professional, you can do cool music like that, you know? And I got really excited. Still playing the clarinet, I tried the saxophone.
Your father was piano player.
My father played the piano, yeah. And so finally I settled on electric bass, and I just fell in love. And from probably the age of 12, I knew I was going to be a musician.
You often say that sound is the most important that an artist should care about. It's like with paintings. When you see melting clocks and think surrealism, you instantly know that it's Salvador Dali. What is your recipe for this unique sound that you have developed for so many years by now?
It's hard to tell, you know, a lot of it is just your experiences and the people who you listened to when you were young. I listened to the guy who played bass for Motown Records. His name
Larry
was,
Graham.
well, that was James Jamerson. And then, yes, absolutely, I listened to Larry Graham very much, Stanley Clarke, and Jaco Pastorius. And they, you know, I took influences from each of them, and I think I kind of added the jazz stuff to my sound. And I stayed with one bass my whole career, you know, like I didn't change bass every month or every song. You know, I think that helped me too.
Where do you gain your inspiration? Might it be the ambience of New York City as well?
Yeah, you know, I played in funk bands, you know, I played in dance bands, you know, we play for parties. And like I said before, you know, I ended up playing with African bands, I played with Caribbean bands, and then I started playing studio sessions. I was a studio musician. And so you don't know what style you're going to play. You just show up at the studio. So I played country music, you know, I played reggae music, I played a lot of fusion. Are you familiar with Michael Urbaniak?
Yeah.
I played with Michael Urbaniak when I was 18, 19 years old for a long time. And so I got introduced to Polish rhythms. You know, everything in America was 4/4. But then Michael introduced me to all sorts of different, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2. It was difficult at first, but it opened me up. You know?
I get it. I get it. One of my favorite albums ever is Aphrodisia. Fantastic music, outstanding album inspired and influenced by West Africa, North Africa, South America, and Caribbean, as you mentioned. What's the challenge for you to merge all these styles together?
Well, the real challenge was to find the similarities, you know, because that was what I wanted to show. I wanted to show the through line from Africa, from West Africa, North Africa, to the Caribbean, to South America, and to America. I wanted to show the similarities, you know, because I heard beats in Morocco and they were the same beats in Brazil, you know, and it's because, you know, the slave trade, you know, the musicians brought those rhythms with them. They brought those rhythms with them. So that was my focus, to show how you can hear the similarities between all these different styles. And then, of course, I added some of my own jazz and stuff like that to it. You know, it was a beautiful project, and I met some beautiful people because I discovered some West African musicians who I'm still friends with now, and some North African musicians who I'm still friends with now. When we visit North Africa, I visit West Africa. Some of the musicians from Africa come to the US and they call me, you know, Marcus, I'm here. So it was a very beautiful experience.
Music is a journey, right?
Yeah, it's a journey, and it's just like a reflection of life, I think, you know. Yeah, I think it's really a second language.
That's correct. You have played as the journey in music and journey with many excellent musicians, among others, Arethy Franklin, Eric Clapton, George Benson, Herbie Hancock, Bill Whitersa, Grover Washington Jr., and of course Miles Davis, among others. Which of these collaborations do you recall especially?
Oh, they're all special, you know. First time I played with Aretha, I've been listening to her records, you know, and all of a sudden she's standing right there and she's singing. It's an incredible feeling, you know. And the same thing with George Benson. You know, I've been listening to his guitar. Some people don't even know that he was the top guitarist in jazz, you know, in the late 1960s, 1970s, George Benson. And then he started singing and he became more of a pop star. But when I fell in love with him, he was just playing incredible guitar. And then all of a sudden I'm playing with him. That's incredible. Grover Washington Jr. Miles Davis was probably the most special because we all admired him, you know, and he was the prince, you know. So to play with him was very special.
That's correct. I would like to stop by Miles for a small while. Would you mind to tell our listeners, fans, how did it happen that Miles called you in order to get you into the band? I guess the sax player Bill Evans was involved in that too, right?
Yeah, Miles had been in retirement for 5 years, and he finally decided he was going to make a comeback. And he first found Bill Evans. Somebody recommended Bill Evans to Miles. And then he talked to Bill Evans and said, Bill, I want you to help me find a young band. And so Bill suggested me for the bass, and that's how I met him. Miles gave me a call and said, hey, can you be at the studio, you know, at Columbia Studios? I said, yes, I'll be there. Is this really Miles Davis, you know? And that was the beginning.
Marcus, thank you very much for your time. It has been a pleasure talking to you. My very last question. What would you like to wish you for the nearest future? From myself, from your fans?
Yeah, my wish is that we are able to continue after the last 2 years. Hopefully we don't go backwards. Hopefully we go forward. It's so beautiful to be back performing for people. So beautiful to play in this beautiful hall. And I heard that it's sold out, so it's really exciting that we are going to hopefully march into the future and be safe and deal with some of the crazy stuff that's still going on, but hopefully we're moving forward in a good direction.
That's what I wish you. Thank you very much for your conversation, and all the best to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.